It's Tim the Gym from Stronger for Longer. Today we're going to do a little stretch, flexibility, mobility routine which lasts about 15 minutes. I'm actually doing these first couple kneeling. They can be done standing. I'm starting off with a neck mobility, so I'm just rolling my head, circling slowly with control forwards, and I'm going to do 5 one way, and then 5 the other way. Now if you get dizzy doing this one, you can maybe just do a little left ear going to left shoulder, right ear going to right shoulder. But if we can, we're going to circle. Right, so when I've done my 5 each way, our next one is our shoulder rolls backwards. So as the shoulders roll back and down, feel the shoulder blades coming towards each other. And I'm going to do 5 of these. The next one is a position I call delta. So I've turned my thumbs outwards, so the palms are now facing the camera. My shoulder blades are towards each other. My chest is lifted. I'm going to look up and push my lower jaw forward, so I'm going to stretch the tissue underneath my chin. Breathing normally. And I'm going to hold this one around about 30 seconds. And if necessary, just shake that one off. Okay, next one. I've got the tops of the feet flat onto the mat, sitting my bottom back towards my heels. Extend the arms forward, and so I'm getting a little bit of a stretch on my lower back now. So I'm just doing a little breathing in through the nose, and as I exhale through the mouth, I might go a little deeper into the stretch. And again, I'm holding this for about 30 seconds. You can do some gentle rocking from side to side. The legs are roughly hip width apart. Some people like that a little bit further apart. Allows them to sink. We've all got different degrees of flexibility. I'm quite stiff in my ankles here. Then from here, we're going to go over to the box position. So that's with my wrist directly below my shoulder, my knees directly below my hips. And we're doing the cat-cow stretch. So I cat up there, tucking my tail underneath as I arch my back. And then I sink the navel towards the mat. Up and down. I'm going to do 5 of these. Lifting up, tucking the tail under, sink the navel towards the mat. So we're just getting some rotation, forwards and backwards rotation on the pelvis. And the next one, I keep my bottom elevated, slide the hands forward, push the chest towards the mat. So I'm now getting a stretch down the muscles down the side, the latissimus dorsi, and stretch into the shoulders, a little bit on the chest. And once again with the breathing, as I breathe in, as I exhale, I might go a little bit deeper into the stretch. And as before, I'm going to hold this for about 30 seconds. Again, I might do a little bit of gentle rocking from side to side. Okay, next one, stretch for our lower back. So from here, I'm going to move the knees back a little bit, and I'm dropping the pelvis towards the mat. Sometimes referred to as like the seal stretch. And from here I will slowly lower, so my abdomen, stomach contacts first, and then my chest, and then I'll peel away from the mat, trying to keep my midsole of my pelvis as close to the mat as possible. I mean, I'm not that flexible. Some people will be able to keep their pelvis in contact the whole time. And we're going to do 5 controlled lifts, stretch. I have a few second, 3 to 5 second hold in the stretch position. Coming up, I think that's number 4. Slowly down, or more. Up. And relax there. Okay, from here we're going to go on to our backs. So I'm just going to a nice little tuck position now, bringing the knees up towards the chest, as far as I comfortably can. And again, once I'm in that tuck position, it's a good stretch on the lower back, I can do some gentle rolling from side to side or backwards and forwards. Just keep breathing normally. And this one is going to be for around about 30 seconds. You might find as you get into the stretch you can pull those knees in a little further. And at the end of the 30 seconds, just gently lower your feet to the floor. They're just staying roughly about hip width apart. My head's in contact with the mat now. For this next one, I'm dropping the knees towards the floor. I'm going to have my hands out in a crucifix position or in a Y position. That gives me more of a stretch on the chest muscles. And I'm going to lower my knee towards the floor. And again, some people, that one will be closer to the other knee. There. Again, depending on your flexibility and mobility in the joints. And I'm going to do 5 each side. When I lower to my left, I'm going to look the opposite way, and that will just accentuate the stretch just a little bit. I've got the backs of my hands pressing into the floor. So I'm feeling a reasonable stretch under the armpits as well. I think that's number 5 that way. Last one the other way. And relax there. Right, getting up there, just press the lower back into the mat, take hold of the knees, maybe a bit of rock up. Right, our next one, this is a hip mobiliser. So I've got the feet further apart now, so much wider than the actual hips themselves. And from here, I'm going to lower that knee, both knees towards the floor. The knee joint is roughly 90 degrees. Now I'm quite stiff on my left hip, so that going down to there is a bit more challenging. And I'm going to do 5 each side. Now, some people are able to do this one without using their hands for support. And again, that just depends on your hip mobility and flexibility. I didn't do enough stretching when I was younger, but it's never too late to start. I think this is number 5. Good, and relax on that one. Right, back onto the side now. We're going to do a stretch for the buttock muscle. So I'm slowing myself down. I'm going to put the outside of my right ankle above my left knee. Take hold of my right knee, 2 hands, and I'm going to pull it towards the opposite shoulder, to my left shoulder. To accentuate the stretch, I can lift my left foot off the floor as I pull in. So I'm feeling a bit of a stretch in there now, in my gluteus maximus, and a bit on the medius. And again, I'm holding this for about 30 seconds. Rest your head on the floor if that's more comfortable for you. I'm now pushing with my left thigh up a little bit more to accentuate the stretch. And just ease that off. Again, what I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. So outside of my left ankle, above my right knee. Lift up and pull across. Halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax that one. Right, hold the knee, just rocking up now. Oh, one stretch that I forgot that I wanted to do, it's a little bit of a chest stretch from the lying down, legs extended, backs of the hands into the mat. We're going to lift the upper back off the mat. So my buttocks are in contact, my head's in contact. I'm going to hold that for about 5 seconds. Longer if I can comfortably. If I'm doing it for 5 seconds, I'm going to do 6 lots of 5-second holds. Pressing the backs of the hands into the floor. Again, no breath holding. Just breathing normally. Okay, the next little stretch is for my hip flexors, so these muscles at the top of the thigh here. So I'm going to go into a half kneeling position. And again, I'm trying to, that's a portion of the leg that I'm trying to stretch now. So from there, I can push forward a little bit. In this instance, I can clench my right buttock. I can lift my right hand up towards the ceiling and lean over to the left. And that's all interconnected down there, so I'm now getting a reasonable stretch at the top of my thigh. Okay, what we do on one side, we're going to do to the other. And leaning into it, body's upright, left hip flexor, left hand up, leaning towards the right. If you're a bit wobbly on this one, you can always go alongside something you can use for support. And relax on that one. Right, the next stretch, this is for the inner thigh muscles. And we're going to do like an either or on this one because not everybody will be comfortable with the first one I'm going to show you. So if you can get into a squat position, keeping your feet flat on the floor, elbows on the inside of the knees, our hands together as if praying, and then bring the heel of the hand in towards you, push the knees out. Again, I'm keeping the feet flat. You could do a little bit of rotation left to right or a little bit of rocking from side to side. As you exhale, you might better sink a bit lower. And you're holding that for 30 seconds. If you're not comfortable with that, then we can do a wide base and we can stretch over one way. Hold for about 5 seconds, so I'm putting a big stretch on my inner thigh there. Switching over the other way, 5 seconds there.
and I'm going to do 6 lots of 5 seconds, so I've accumulated 30 seconds on each side. So it's that one, or feet flat on the floor, toes pointing outwards, elbows on the inside of the thigh, palms facing each other, push out and sit. And again, holding that for up to 30 seconds. Good. Now for our last one, for our hamstrings, the muscles on the back of the thigh, hands as close to the floor, touching the floor, and then from there, if we can straighten the legs. So from the side, here, feet flat on the floor, up and stretch. Keeping your hands as close to the floor as you can. If you're not comfortable with that, you can try a stretch called a good morning, where I keep my back flat. Feel the stretch now. The back of my thighs, my hamstrings, come up and then down. And again, we'll do 5 of those on each side. If we're doing this one, up, I'm holding for about 5 seconds. Then I go down again, and then up for about 5. And I'm going to do that 5 or 6 times. Okay, that's the end of the stretch. If I press this now, this should stop. If it hasn't, I'm going to do it manually.